just insane. Whenever you drive, it's an absolute battle. Philippines also wears on you. How long it takes to do anything. Everything is easier in America.
Welcome in to another episode of Foreigner Loves Filipina.
You want to have that headband on?
It's okay, it's morning, baby.
Okay,
That's our simple routine.
that's true. You've been in your PJs.
Yeah, I still put my pages when we do that,
Yeah, that's fine.
you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's do it.
That's your simple look.
Good morning, guys. Good morning here in America. It was almost 9 in the morning here, and we just got our breakfast. I cook breakfast for Daryl. I usually do this every morning. Right, baby?
Well, mornings you don't work.
Yeah, morning when I don't work. But if I do work, he's gonna take care of himself.
Well, it's Saturday morning. This is our first Saturday since being back in America. So we've been back almost a week. We got back on Sunday about noon is when we finally got home. And it is now Saturday morning. So this past week we've been really adjusting to the time change. Has been a lot of it. You know, having a 12-hour time change takes several days at least to adjust. I really think it's only been the last 2 days that I think our sleep schedule is getting back to normal.
It was funny because, when I'm not a traveler yet, and I'm still in Philippines, like a lot of like people that was like doing balikbayan or like traveling back to America to Philippines, and they also say, "Oh, I'm still feeling jet lag," and in myself, what is jet lag? Are they just making something like that? And so I search it, and then I know that you're having a hard time sleeping because you're adjusting the time because it has a difference time between Philippines and America. And now that I experienced it, it was like really, oh, okay, so this is not a jet lag. This is what this is.
Well,
jet
you know,
lag.
you always, until you experience it, you think it's
Yeah.
kind of a made-up thing or it's exaggerated.
Yeah, I feel like it's just, oh, maybe they're just overreacting, But when I experienced it, I was like, oh, okay, so this is the jet lag they've been talking about. Yeah, it's nice to be back to our normal routine. It was like not funny, but it was sad that when the first day here that we came back from Philippines, I was really feeling sad. I don't know if I kept telling Daryl if maybe I'm just tired or I just need more sleep. But then like I was like missing my family so much, and I was missing Philippines, and I don't know what I'm feeling. I just got there and in Philippines, and yet here I am missing again. I don't know.
She was
and I
real.
don't and I don't want Daryl to like feel like, oh, okay, she's doing it again, and was we just get there in Philippines. That's what I'm saying. So I don't want him to feel like, okay, stop being drama. But he noticed me. I think he know me so well. Every time I do like some drama thing.
When she tried to, I mean, I could tell something was wrong. I thought she was just tired. And then, of course, I asked her and she, oh, nothing's wrong. And I'm like, Dave, I know you good enough. I know you well enough to know something's not right. And then she got all teary-eyed about she missed the Philippines and she was sad to be home, which surprised me
Yeah, so I should
because
be happy.
we on the way here we're talking about obviously we had a great time in the Philippines, we enjoyed it, but it is. I guess that's a good thing about traveling. It's like you're excited to go, but sometimes you're glad to go home and get back to your normal routine. So with a little time to reflect, what were your thoughts on our vacation and our time in the Philippines? What did you like? What did you not like?
Mm, I don't know. It's just like I like this trip right now because I got to focus with my family a lot more. especially with my mom and dad, because that's what I keep telling Daryl. Because last year it was just a lot of things going on that I'm just like, you know, every day I'm not in the house, I'm not in my mom's house. I was just somewhere else. But this year it's been nice. But as I came here, we are already back in America. I just like my what do you call it? Reflection is that I wish I have more time with them again. I don't know. It just keeps extending, I think I don't know. But I like our trip now. The slow pace, just like what Daryl said. There's like a time that we just sit, we just relax, and it feels like it's our normal routine. Not really making our body really, really tired. Things like
Well, and I think, so last year was her first trip home after moving to America. And when she went home, I think there was an element of she wanted to spoil everybody. And so she took the family to a water park. She was doing things. Well, her mom and dad, they're not going to go to any of that. She took her brothers and all the kids. And then when she got home, she kind of felt almost regret, like, well, geez. So I went and spent time with my family, but I didn't spend any time with my mom
with
and
my
dad.
mom and dad.
And so this year, instead of trying to spoil them, she just wanted to spend time with them. And I think you enjoyed that more, just being there with your mom, and cooking with your mom, and going to the beach with your mom and dad. And
Yeah, I did enjoy it, but when I was there, I mean, I kind of like miss Daryl, and he knows already that because I told him about it. But it's still like, I wish I have one more week, or I wish I have more days with them, you know? Well, I don't know. That's just my reflection. How about you?
I mean, I really enjoyed our time. I think by the time it was over, I was ready to come home.
Mm.
Um, the thing about the Philippines, her and I talked about this a little bit. I love the Philippines, and I love going there. And there's so much to see, and there's so much beauty, and obviously there's a cultural difference. But the Philippines also wears on you after a while.
Yeah. Because we went, we are in the Philippines for almost 2 months. Almost 2 months. That's the first
Yeah.
time that Daryl stayed there long in Philippines.
Yeah, the longest I've ever been there is 3 weeks, and
3 weeks.
it does kind of grind on you, the traffic, the long lines everywhere you go, the long line, and just how long it takes to do anything. Here in America, I guess we're used to a faster pace. We went and got groceries a couple of days after we got home. We have an Aldi's here, and it's almost completely self-service. I think there's only one employee in the entire building. So you go get your food, and then there's self-serve checkout, and we are just in and out, and not a single
Yeah.
person in line. And I told the other guy, I said, don't you wish the Philippines had this? Because every time you go to the grocery store or a drugstore, I mean, the lines
Always has a line.
just insane, and they're so slow, and nobody's in a hurry at all. They don't care how long it takes them to go through and things like that really wear on you after a while. And obviously the traffic, the way that whenever you drive, it's an absolute battle constantly. And of course, she didn't have to deal with that, although she has to watch me deal with it, which probably frustrates her more than it frustrates me dealing with it. But and then the kind of the restaurant situation, because obviously we're eating out most meals, and slow service at the restaurants, the always being out of things. And I mean, it became a running joke. We're like, okay, what will they not have? And I think there was only one time I can remember our entire 8 weeks there where everything we tried to order, they actually had, because they are always out of everything, it seems like. And, then just little things, that Americans, it's like no napkins or tiny little napkins. You're always just trying to like wipe your fingers like this, and no decent ketchup. Bones in all your meat. I mean, you're just constantly picking bones and constantly picking cartilage out of your food, and things like that really do wear on you after a while. It's just like, oh my gosh. And then there's the bathroom situation. You know, just dealing with the. It's just I'll never understand the Philippines toilet situation where, you know, there's no toilet paper. Sometimes there's no toilet paper and no bidet, and there's no toilet seat, and you got to use a bucket. And it's just, I mean, in sometimes very public areas like airports, you would think an airport would have toilet paper,
Yeah.
and you know, so obviously we carry wet wipes with us, but you know, sometimes you forget. Like we run out to do something, and then you all of a sudden realize you don't have any wipes, and you know, it's, you know, those type of things just like they do kind of grind you after a while. You would think you get used to it, but it kind of wear you down a little bit. Can you
Yeah.
think of any things like that now that you've been in America long enough? When you go back, are there things like that that grind on you that you never used to even notice?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. It was funny because when when Daryl didn't take me here yet in America, when we go use the public bathroom in Philippines, or when I go to Naval in our town, I really don't care about like taking wet wipes or taking any like toilet paper with me. But now that I get used to here, like you need to have a toilet paper, you need to have like a wet wipes, or just me. I always want to have a wet wipes even I'm here in America. It's just hard when we went there last year and then this year. When you go to a bathroom, it's makes me like sometimes miss America. Like, oh, I wish I don't know. It's just a mixed feelings.
yeah, I mean, it's mixed feeling because obviously there's a lot of things in America I don't like about America. It's not like America's some paradise, but there are certain things in America that are a lot easier. Well, I would say almost everything is easier in America. I mean, just the day to day life, like everything is easier to do. Other than it's more expensive here. So, which means, and obviously things being more expensive makes everything harder because you got to work longer, you're working. So in the Philippines, you have the big advantage of everything being cheaper. So you don't have the financial grind that you have here. We have a huge financial grind on us. But there, you know, we do have a lot more conveniences or creature comforts here that make the day-to-day doing things easier. So there's obviously pros and cons to both sides, but yeah, I don't know. I was kind of interested to see how being there that long would all these things kind of fade away, or would they continue to annoy? And honestly, I think they annoyed towards the end. I was like, can I just get a napkin? Please, can I have a napkin? A napkin that's bigger than this, please.
Yeah, I really don't like care about when we go to eat restaurant. No, we don't have napkin. I don't really care about that. I don't know.
Well, you don't care about the picking out the bones out of
No,
everything.
no, no.
That drives me crazy. Every
No.
bite you take, you're searching for a bone. It's just, I
Yeah.
mean, things that clearly should not have. Obviously, if you're eating a chicken wing, obviously you expect bones. But I'm talking about soups and meat on a sandwich. I mean, places where there just should not be bones and cartilage. There always is, and
Yeah. What I care is just the bathroom issue. I think
that's your
what
main
I
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my main one. And then what else? The traffic, I guess. Because I'm driving already here in America, and I can see like how smooth is the driving here, unlike in Philippines. Even like I'm not driving there, but I can still see Daryl driving, and every time we see like
Yeah, she didn't drive at all in the Philippines. I don't think you ever would you? I mean,
yeah, I'm not really comfortable driving. I feel like I'm gonna hit by car. We just rented a car. We don't want to pay another extra money, so
but
I just wanna be
I will
careful.
say here was the great news. So we rented 3 cars and I think 2 motorcycles or scooters while we were there, and we didn't have to pay damage fees on any of them, which I think is the first time
Yeah.
that I haven't had some type of damage fee where there was a scrape or something. Although they didn't check underneath the car. There was one car that several times when we went to Owassen Falls.
We bumped it.
Oh,
A lot.
the underside of that car got
Like a lot.
scrapes.
Because it's a small car, and then we didn't expect that we're going to the Awasin Falls, and then the road there is so
Oh, it was bad.
bad.
Yeah, so if they looked underneath, there were a lot of scrapes. But so I was really glad that I never hit or nicked anything the whole time we were there, and I didn't crash my drone. You know, I really thought before we left, I thought this drone probably won't make it home because, you know, I'm new to flying drones. You know, I just got the drone earlier this year when we started this channel, and obviously I get better the more I do it. But when I was first learning to fly it here in America, I crashed it several times. I actually put it in a creek one time. I thought it was dead. That thing dried out. It was fine. But I never hit anything in the Philippines. I came real close twice. I almost hit a tree once, and I almost hit a power line once. But I never hit anything. So the fact that somehow I managed to bring my drone home was over my expectations.